at 7 p.m. Oh, Eastern time. I guess we're still in Eastern time. It's weird how that never changes, the Eastern time part. So let me just double check that I am transmitillating over here. Hello, Lorraine. Hello, Sandra from Washington State. Appreciate you guys coming, and I hope you'll like the card tonight. This card uses the very adorable all bundled up stamp set. I mean, seriously, I like mooses almost as much as I like pine cones and pine trees and things like that. So this one is particularly cute with his little moose hat on. I mean, seriously, and the scarf. So I hope you'll enjoy the card. I've also used the Whimsical Woodland Embossing folder, which is always a good one. I really, really like these trees, and wish I thought this would last past this holiday catalog. Hello, Marva. Hello, my Tooties. I'm certainly not sure that's your name, but hello. Hello, Beth and Linda and Amy. Glad you could make it. All right, so let's get started. This will all be on my blog tomorrow. And so you can just watch and either enjoy or go, oh my goodness, what in the world is she doing? Hey, Brooke. Hi, Penny. Hi, Sherry. So we are going to start. This is all cherry cobbler, crumb cake, and early espresso. Those are the only colors. I mean, white is a color, I suppose, but yes, and it's in here as well. So I have already embossed my crumb cake card front in the Whimsical Woodland Embossing folder. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that on my cherry cobbler mat. I love, love, love this color scheme. Now, this is really not a Christmas card. There's no Christmas anywhere on it. It's a friendship card, perfect for the winter time. So I know I said I love this color combo for Christmas, and I do, but please don't think this is a Christmas card. This is a winter card. I have got Sharpie everywhere on me. It's crazy. Okay, then I took some of the gorgeous Lights Aglow DSP. It is so beautiful in Evening Evergreen and Crumb Cake and Cherry Cobbler. And I've taken 2 Cherry Cobbler designs. Hello, Janet and Debbie and Sarah and Karen and Marsha and Sherry and Jean and Shirley and Lenny. Hello. And I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid glue and adhere them right to the card front. I've cut them with the stitched rectangle dies. Y'all, I really do have kind of a list of things that I think everybody should have in their toolbox, and the stitched rectangles is one of them. The other, of course, is the stylish shapes, and I'm going to put the deckled rectangles in there as well. So you do you, but I highly recommend them. So really all I'm doing is I'm just making the distance from the bottom to the top or bottom edge of the card roughly the same, and then just offsetting them a little bit. Very, very simple. So we'll set that aside for now. And then I am going to pull out, thanks, Marcia, my Stampopotamus, and I've got a crumb cake panel and the Moosey guy. And I am going to make sure that I have him centered. I think I'll just pull this down just a little bit, just to be sure. And I am going to stamp him on here in early espresso. Sorry, not crumb cake. This would be early espresso. You know what? Let me get my little doohickey out here just to be sure we get a good image. Okay, there we go. And that is all he needs there. So I can pull him out and set Stampopotamus aside. And I'm going to go ahead and color him right quick. And I'm using watercolor pencils. I like how it's not very intense for this kind of a card. Yes, Julianne, you're going to love it. Really a lot. So I'm taking my early espresso and I'm really just kind of coloring some of the areas that were already colored by Stampin' Up. Not really doing a lot. Just adding a little bit of shading under his cap. A little bit of shading in there. Little shading by his hind leg, a little bit in his chest. So really not a whole lot with the early espresso one. Put some in his ear. And that's kind of going to be it with the early espresso. Then I'm going to take my cherry cobbler and I'm going to color this. And I'm coloring it with intersecting scribble lines, if that makes sense. I think it almost gives it kind of a heathered or I'm going for kind of a crocheted look. And it's not going to be a, oh my goodness, look at how embossed and crocheted that is. But I think it does give it a little extra texture. I totally just made that up. Did you buy it though? Did you buy it? I thought it was good. I thought it sounded pretty damn artsy, really. I'm going to say it was pretty artsy. Okay, so we've got that colored in Cherry Cobbler. Oh, hey, Marva, though, this is this is one of my favorites. You'll see it a lot more as we head further into Christmas. Now, I'm going to take the white watercolor pencil, and I'm going to put that up here for the pom-pom. And then I'm going to color all of the scarf with white. Okay. So I'm laying down a base of white for all of the scarf. Like so. Some very technical coloring here. Very technical. And then I'm going to go over alternate squares with the Cherry Cobbler, just so that we now have kind of a pink and white. Like so. Because he wants to be coordinated, but not matchy-matchy. Nobody wants to be matchy-matchy. So this is more like a candy cane scarf. And there we go. Okay, so there's our scarf, and there's him. And now what I'm going to do, remember I mentioned that deckled die. I'm going to take the 4th from the largest, or 5th from the smallest, however you'd like to look at it. And I'm going to cut him out right there. First, let me go ahead and, yeah, I'll do that first. I'll be right back. I'll be right back, peoples. Just going to cut this out right here. That's, I was making a lot of noise. A lot of noise. And you know what, truly, if you don't have the deckled dies, I mean, you know, sure, you ought to get it. But if you don't, you could actually get a pretty close to that size in the stitched rectangles. Okay, now, before I put this on, I'm going to find my white ink pad. There it is. Crocheted look. Yes, that's what it was. Yes, yes. And I'm going to stamp these snowflakes. Oh, that was a bad thing to do. Note to self, do not do that. Do not do what I just did, you guys. Dun, dun, dun. So I used crumb cake on my, envelope, and apparently I did not clean it off. So let's see if I can salvage that right quick. We'll just do that a little bit. Kind of push that ink down in there. Clean that off before I do something goofy like fold my card base with it. And then we'll put a little bit of re-inker on there. We can fix him. We can fix it. It'll be fine. It just won't be very pretty. It was all nice and white and pristine because it's kind of a newish ink pad. What is the moral of the story? There's them who have and them who will. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. So we'll fix that. All right, let's try that. Let's try that again, and I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that I'm getting white and not crumb cake. Yep. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so now we'll just stamp this around here, like so. There we go. And it's not very, it's not like, oh, there's snowflakes. It's pretty light, but it's cute. And I like it with the, there we go. Like so. Okay, so we'll put that aside. And I think I'll just go ahead and clean this off now. I think I'll just go ahead and clean this off right now. Yep, been there, done that. That's right, Linda. My theory is if if you do this for any length of time, you are in fact going to stick the wrong color in the wrong ink pad. It's just a thing, and it's going to happen. All right, now I'm going to take some crumb cake baker's twine and a glue dot, and I'm going to use that to wrap around this little dooha right here, the art panel. I'm going to put it kind of down here, like so. Actually, I'll put it over here. And then we're just going to wrap around twice. And give him a cut, a snip and a snip. Like so. And then I'm going to pop him on to my card front with dimensionales, like so. And then we'll get us a sentiment going, tie us a little bow, put us a little dot, and be done with the card front. Easy peasy. And you know, I think you could use, go with the Evening Evergreen color palette with the crumb cake. I think that would be very pretty as well. So color him in green. Of course, you don't have an Evening Evergreen pencil, but you could probably make the green work. I would try garden green and some early espresso kind of combination to tone down that garden green, which I think would actually look pretty good anyway on the crumb cake. I don't think it would be real gardeny greeny. Real gardeny greeny. Yep, honeybee, all good. Okay, so let's see if we can get this a little bit straight. Like so. Okay. Now, I am going to stamp a sentiment, "Your friendship warms my heart," in early espresso on a strip, hello Rosemary, of crumb cake ink. Nope, crumb cake cardstock. Now, I'm going to show you a little something here. Do you see how that is kind of like curved in the middle? Do you see it? I mean, tell me it's not just me. It looks to me like it goes like that. And I've tried every which way from Sunday to make this straight. So I'll be calling Stampin' Up on Monday. I just think it was stamped badly when they cut it. But it did, I tried many times to get it straight and I couldn't. But I still wanted to use this set and that sentiment. And so that's what we did. And now I'm going to show you how I fixed it. It didn't start out as a two-piece sentiment, but needs must. And so that's what it turned out to be. And it turned out I really liked it like that. So there you go. So now I'm just cutting the two pieces of the sentiment. And we're going to pop him on with some dimensionals and a little bit of glue. And I accomplished two things. I have kind of a fun design element. And I hid the fact that that sentiment was driving me crazy. Okay. So I'll take a Stampin' Right marker in Cherry Cobbler, and I'm going to edge the edges of those two pieces. To me, it just kind of defines the sentiment a little bit and sort of plays a minor role as sort of a matte, but not really. It's a sort of, but not really matte. And you can totally skip this step if you want. I just kind of think it finishes it off a little bit. Okay, so now let's go ahead. Hello, Angie. And I'm going to tie my bow on because that will tell me where my sentiment can go. So I'm just going to take a double length of this. Yeah, I know I did this exact same bow the other day, but it's cute and I like it so there you go. Just going to slide that under like so, and I am not going to do an overhand knot first. I'm just going to do the bow right around those two pieces of baker's twine that are already on there. You guys, I think we need to take a moment to just consider how far I have come. When I first started doing this 50, 100 million years ago, or, you know, a little over 5, I was terrified of making bows on camera, certainly. Public bow making was just not a thing for me. And now I feel almost like, oh, I could make a bow. I can make bows. So I feel much more confident They're not great bows, but I've decided they're fine bows. They're just fine. There's nothing wrong. Nobody says a bow has to be a certain way. Okay, maybe in a department store on a package, those guys need their bows right, but not me. Okay, so now let's take our little sentimente, and we're going to put one of them there and one of them here, like a so. And I'm just going to use liquid glue right there. Actually, I'll just use a dimensional. Let's do that. We'll put a dimensional right by the twine. Right by the twine. And then I'm going to do it just a little crookedy, like so. Dimensionals for the others. Thanks, Marilyn. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate you. Thanks, guys. I just think this moose, it's hard. It would be hard to go wrong with him. I mean, he's just too stinking cute. Look at that face. He wants to be your best friend, but he's also, I think he looks like he's up to just a little bit of mischief. Just saying. And I'm going to just barely make that cockamamie. Just barely, like so. All right, now, final touch. I've got a couple, I have a white classic matte dot that I colored with my dark Stampin' blend. You guys know you can do that. You can take any Stampin' blend and color many of our enamel embellishments, all right? So I made a cherry cobbler embellishment, a small one, and I'm just going to place it right there, like so, and done. And there is our card front. Done and done. And the inside is so simple, it's almost, well, it's almost criminal. Can a simple card be criminal? I don't know. I don't think so. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and stamp. I'm just going to stamp some snowflakes across the top. Like so. And when you go to put this on your mat and put it in your card, it doesn't even matter if you put the snowflakes at the top or the bottom. You know what the difference is? This would be snow falling, and this would be snow fallen. See? Ing, N. Present tense, past tense. So it's however you roll is what you can do with your snowflakes. All right, little liquid glue. We'll put it on our cherry cobbler mat. Like so. And I'm going to make my snow falling. I don't know why. Just probably because I made the sample like that. Got an early espresso card base. Give it a nice burnish. And then we'll adhere it to the inside. Thank you, Lenny. I do have a little bow insecurity. I'm not going to kid you. I am not going to kid you. Oops, I almost made it fall in, and I wanted falling. Ooh, came so close. Couldn't have screwed it up. It would have just not been what I planned. And guess how many people would have known besides me? Just you guys. Nobody else. Your recipient will not know what you meant to do. So do not fret. Just remember, it's going to be cute, and it's going to be adorable, and it's going to be handmade. Alrighty. Yes, Amanda, a white ink pad is very cool. It will come uninked, and it'll have a bottle of inker with it, and you'll just ink that pad up when you get it, and you'll be ready to go. All right, a couple more dimensionales. Make sure I'm still upside right. Yep, okay. And we're going to pop him on and do our envelope, and we'll be done, ske. We'll be done, ske. You guys, we had the coolest thing happen today. Wayne called me. I was in the house working, and he called me to tell me there were like 50 to 75 butterflies on our... We've got just, I mean, it's only 16 feet long and like 2 feet deep, but it's filled with zinnias and, you know, other things that I don't know their names of, but they're really pretty. And they came in a butterfly garden mix, and they were everywhere. I stood there like a stinking fool for 10 minutes, just grinning from ear to ear. I felt like I was in one of those butterfly enclosure places where they're flying all around you. It was so cool. And then a hummingbird came, and I got pictures. You'll see them tomorrow on the blog. It was just the coolest thing ever. All right, now let me clean off my my snowflakes before I screw up. Thank you, Lynn. Appreciate you. Thanks, Carol. Clean this off. It'll only be, it'll be probably at least 30 minutes before I forget. I don't want to do that again. That's one of those lessons, So I'm using crumb cake ink on the front. You could certainly use cherry cobbler if you prefer, but I liked the crumb cake on a very vanilla matte. And then we're going to put some more of this beautiful Lights Aglow DSP. I love this one with the stars on it. I really do. I really do. A little bit of liquid glue. And a little bit of DSP. Give it a good rub so that liquid glue can do its job. And then we'll give it a quick fussy cut. And we will be, as they say in some industry somewhere, done-ske. All righto. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. There we go. Cute, cute, cute. All bundled up. You're going to want this set, even if you never made a Christmas card with it. I'm just saying. But just for a wintry friendship card, I think great for a guy, even with a bow. I like it, even for a guy with a bow. Even with a bow for a guy. You know what I'm trying to say. Appreciate you spending part of your day with me, you guys. I hope I'll see you on Thursday for my Facebook video. And have a wonderful rest of your week and a great start to your week. Thanks so much. Ta.